We've got to stop that terrible noise. Turn it off. Let's get to the bottom of this as soon as possible. Get the intake ducting out of the way and let's have a look. This squealing sound could be the power steering drive belt, the auxiliary drive belt, the drive belt tensioner, the idler pulley, the air conditioning pulley, the water pump, or the alternator. Or it could be more than one of those things squeaking away at the same time. Have a quick look at the belts. If the belt looks like this, then it is probably not the issue. If it is cracked like this, then it is time for it to go, regardless of what else we find. Also have a quick look at the tensioner pulley and the idler pulley. If the belt is not sitting properly on either of these pulleys, then it means that the roller bearing inside has collapsed, and that part needs to be replaced. A safety warning: make sure you stay away from the moving parts at the front of the engine, and also stay away from the cooling fan in case it starts up. If in doubt, then don't do this part of the job, as it's not essential. Skip to the next chapter. This part is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Start up the car and spray some WD-40 on the power steering belt. There is no change to the sound, so we'll spray some onto the auxiliary drive belt. Wow, that has quietened things down quite quickly. So belt slip is causing the annoying sound. But what is causing the belt to slip? Stay watching to find out very soon. The special tools we need to check the tensioner and remove and replace the belt on this car are a 22mm socket and a Torx TX60 socket, and some plastic or cloth. If you need to replace the tensioner, then you will also need a 5mm or 3/16 inch steel rod or drill bit and a Torx TX50 socket. We can move the tensioner back and forth using the Torx socket, and if we try and manually tighten the belt, you can see that it isn't possible because the tensioner is at the end of its range of motion. It feels like it is providing good spring pressure when we turn it the other way, but the belt has stretched now, so that the tensioner has no more travel. So the belt is at the end of its life. It's been stretched too far, but the tensioner is still good. Now is the best time to take a photo or two to help you put on the new belt correctly. We don't really want to take off the power steering belt, but we have to, as it stops us replacing the auxiliary drive belt. It is stretched on, so we remove it by sliding a cloth or some plastic underneath, and then turning the engine while pulling on it. It may take a couple of goes to get it off, and I've switched to bubble wrap just to show you that almost anything will do, plus it makes some funny popping sounds, of course. That's the power steering drive belt off, and it looks in good condition. Now we can push back on the tensioner and slide off the auxiliary drive belt. Let's check the tensioner pulley, and it is super smooth, as it should be. If it makes any noise or is the least bit rough, then out it goes. Next we'll move the tensioner back and forth, and it is nice and smooth, and is pushing against me quite a lot. If it makes any noise or feels rough or loose, then you guessed it, out it goes. If you do have to replace the tensioner, there is a Torx TX60 bolt at the side that holds it in place. First you will need to wind back the tensioner all the way and then push in a 5mm or 3/16 inch steel rod or drill bit into the hole provided, and then it will be out of the way of the retaining bolt. Inspect the crankshaft pulley to make sure the rubber is in good condition, or at least not visibly falling apart. And if you give it a good solid push and pull with your hand, you shouldn't feel any movement. If it is in a bad way, then get a new one. Now we can check the water pump for smooth operation. It even makes a lovely ringing sound. How sweet. Next is the air conditioning compressor pulley. There is a little bit of movement, but that is normal and nothing to worry about. Now we'll check the idler pulley, and it should also be super smooth or out it goes. If you need to replace it, then you prise off the center cap and undo the retaining bolt. Next is the alternator, and it should also turn super smoothly and feel rock solid with no squeaks or rattles. If you ever see your tensioner pulley jumping around like a wild thing, then the problem is not with the tensioner itself. It is more likely to be with another pulley, and most of the time it'll be an issue with the newer type decoupler pulley that is on the front of your alternator. This car is from 2005 and it doesn't have one of those, but if you have a newer car, then the alternator pulley should turn the alternator smoothly in its driven direction and freewheel smoothly in the other direction. You can definitely put it on much quicker when there isn't a camera in your way. I find it easiest to make a loop near the alternator pulley and then wind back the tensioner, and then there will be enough free play to slip the belt over the alternator pulley easily. You can also pin back the tensioner pulley to make things easier. Feel around everywhere to make sure that the belt is fully on the pulleys, and give the engine a turn or two to make sure that it follows the path correctly. Position it as best you can and turn the crankshaft pulley to pull the belt onto the pulley. Be super careful not to get your skin caught between the belt and the pulley. You'll need to watch both pulleys at the same time to make sure you don't wind the belt onto one pulley as you wind it off the other one. No squeaking, no flapping, everything is good. Let's get these intake ducts back on, and that's the end of the job. If you liked this video, then give it a like, hit that subscribe circle to help me make more videos like this, Share it with your friends and let me know in the comments if this video helped you out. Until next time.